All right, YouTube, this is Mr. Mean with a video short for Mr. Mean Speaks. This is my GM setup. Last night we had our first full play session of Palladium's Superheroes, Heroes Unlimited, and it was a blast. We had a really good time. Some of us hadn't played in 20 years, but the other three had a really good time. We had a session 0 where we made characters and made sure everything was correct, and then tonight we just jumped right into playing. So they had 2 weeks to make their character, and then 2 weeks from last Saturday was last night, and of course we played. So this is my GM setup. I have various setups. I do have another big table that actually has a monitor, a TV monitor mounted into it, and I swap them out as needed. I'm not using miniatures for this game just because even though I have a 3D printer and everything, I don't want to. It's just too much trying to paint, bad guys and everything. And superheroes, 4-color superheroes require more painting, and I just don't have that kind of time. And I want to focus on my fantasy armies for 1-page rules. But with that being said, I thought I'd give you a quick tour of my GM setting. So I do have an awesome wood, ignore my socks, my awesome wood GM screen that Arcanea's workshop made for me. But unfortunately for Palladium Superheroes, their GM screen, they don't even have an official one. The one that is fan made, and shout outs to the gentleman who made it on Facebook. He sent me a copy. But it's awesome. It's got a lot of useful charts. I wish the font was bigger, but there's so much information to get through that it is what it is. But this is the ultimate GM screen. I got mine in red. It has 4 pockets. It stands vertical or portrait mode, and it was like 20 and 25 bucks. I bought it several years ago. It's one of my earlier reviews about how good this thing is. You do have to be careful though, because even though they say it won't leave marks or anything from stuff that you put on the inside, that's not true. If you have an inkjet printer, it will, or a laser jet printer, excuse me, and you print your GM screens off a laser paper and you put them in there, if you leave them in there for a long time, they will transfer to the plastic or whatever it is, the sleeve. But these are all just plain sheets of paper that I laminated, and then I stick them in here. So this is my I have my Fantasy City Game Master, which is awesome, and it's by Dungeon Artist, and you can find the website by the same name. So I have all my source books here that I need, some blank character sheets for reference. If I need to look at a blank character sheet, I can. There's the bad guy that they fought, and then we use an initiative tracker. One of the players keeps track of that, and I got all my dice. I thought it was appropriate to use the Marvel Superheroes dice. I use the Marvel Superheroes dice, the 616 dice, so I thought that was appropriate for a superhero game. And then we had a Christmas draw last night. Ryan, one of my players, bought everybody a mystery grab bag, and then we were allowed to open it. And then the next person could either take that, whoever just opened it, or they could draw their own mystery bag. So whoever went last had the best deal. TJ went last, and he went random, and we all got cool sets of dice. So that's my set of dice from Ryan. So Ryan, thank you so much, sir. You are awesome. And it came in this cool pack, Werewolf's Head, which is very cool. So got my dice tower again from Arcanea Workshop. It's amazing. I got my hot tamales. Thank you, Ryan. You're the best. I have these little generic gaming tokens. I've had these for years. I don't even know. I'm sure they still make them, but I bought them. Three Sages game. I bought them at a game store in Union City, I think. No, I don't remember. It was in California, so that's over 30 years. I've had those for at least 30 years. I keep a little GM side table here with the other books. Some players have spells and stuff, so we have the fantasy second edition there for spells, because it's all the same spells. I'm reading Unity. That's just another RPG that I'm looking at. But there's villains, and then of course my signed and numbered copy. I think this is number 106 of 600. Oh, 209. My Triax our Northern Gun book is really low, because I jumped on the Kickstarter as soon as I saw it years ago. But yeah, that's signed by Kevin and a couple of the other team members. So I kind of treasure that. I actually just bought another second edition, the one with the Captain America looking dude on the cover. I just bought a spare copy off of Noble Knights. So yeah, got a little light up here. This is literally just a Barnes and Noble book light. This screen is not strong enough to support my LED light that you use for your computer monitors. I did a video on that. It's kind of a neat little hack. I run it off an external battery pack. This one has its own built-in battery, and it lasts the whole game session. It's been going, I turned it off at midnight when I went to bed, but it went for a good 6 hours, and it's still going. So it holds a really good charge. So yeah, dice trays and pens, the typical laser pointers, the giant D20 of Doom, another giant D20 of Doom, and another giant D20 of Doom. So source books, the GM pad, and then you get up, hopefully, this is my player surface. This is one of them. I have two. Like I said, I have the one with the TV in it. So I have my custom-made dice pad. My buddy Anthony gave me this tray, and he said he thought I could make something out of it, and I did. I put some felt in the bottom. I put my channel sticker on there, and I made my own dice tray. So when I have to make rolls in front of the players, I can do it right there, and I can just reach over and drop it down. Or I have my dice tower that I can bring over here and drop it. And then every player has a little dice tray. My Dark Eye, one of my favorite games in the world. I've supported the hell out of Ulysses Spiel in the U.S. A generic dice pad, dice box that I got from the store down in the cities. And then, of course, big shout out to my buddy Stephen Turner for an awesome gift. He had sent me a bunch of different stuff to support the game line, and this was one of the dice boxes in it that is neoprene ones that you zip together, and it's awesome. And one of my players really likes it, so he always grabs that one. And another player really likes this one for Infinity, the miniatures game. For those that don't know, I'm a huge Infinity fan, and one day I will get some Infinity pictures painted. So then, panning around to the game room, we have a bathroom back here. Nothing glorious to see there, but I have a couple games and stuff. The guys sent me a birthday card, and they all signed it, which was pretty cool. I have various knickknacks and stuff. Picture of my beautiful wife up there, and of course some hot sauce, because, well, you got to have hot sauce. If you don't have a Sonos speaker, I highly recommend you get one. They are amazing. They sound great, and they work really well for role-playing games, because you can just push sound to it from almost any device. A bunch of hobby shit, just tons and tons of stuff. More books. This is where I keep all my dice trays. This was from a hotel I stayed in. Turn this light on. No, that didn't do a whole lot, did it? This is from a hotel I stayed in. And I was telling the guy at the front counter how that was a really cool box. And he goes, we have a spare, because they were shutting down rooms because they were renovating. So he's like, we're changing these all out so you can have that if you want it. So he was a fellow gamer too. So that was very cool. So again, more role-playing stuff. And then here starts the giant wall. My Dungeon Fantasy box set, Coriolis box set, the Followers of Algarab. I just did a review of that. My Imperium Maledictum player and GM collector set. It's beautiful. Sentinels of Prime Earth, a dead card game. I don't think anybody plays it anymore, but I think it's super cool. The original Warhammer Quest with a couple of the packs in it. I don't want to say kill team because that's not the proper word, but my miniatures, I painted all of those. That's Arcanea's little stand. I love it for my miniatures. It looks great, but that's my demo team for Malifaux, but unfortunately nobody up here plays Malifaux. And then various board games, miniatures. You always got to have goblins. You got to have ghostly archers and mercenaries. That was a Christmas present, I think, one year, the big D20. It's a cookie jar. And then we just have boxes or shelves, 3 shelves, just full of books. And I use the top shelf as a display area. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see there's my Dragonbane poster. When I backed the Kickstarter, that came in the box. My dagger that I got from a Ren Fair when I was 18 or 19 years old in the military. And just, shelves and shelves of books and books and more books and more books and more books and more books. Oh, wait, more books. More books. Oh my God. Yeah, yeah. A lot of games. And then what I think really sets this room off, besides my display of World War Hulk, these are all the miniatures that I have painted for our Pathfinder game. Now, the light's not going to be that great. I apologize. Let's see if I can. Maybe that helps a little bit. Yeah, that helps. So that's all the miniatures I painted for Pathfinder for various encounters that all my players have had over the last 2 years. We played Pathfinder for about a year and a half, and then we stopped off, and then we switched over to Daggerheart, and we just finished up Daggerheart, and we decided to go to Palladium Heroes Unlimited. So just some more monsters, bunches and bunches of monsters and things, characters that the players have encountered. So yeah, just a couple painted. So guys, that's the House of Mean gaming setup. Hope you enjoyed it. Didn't realize this was going to be so long. I wanted to make a YouTube short out of it, but clearly that didn't work. So yeah, any questions about anything you saw, leave a comment down in the notes. And as always, peace and hair grease. And Mr. Mean says, be nice.